I'm so happy to be joining all of you, even if it's for a few moments, few minutes. This week has been a build-up of energy, um, momentum of consciousness that was almost a force field of love moving through me. And I almost couldn't wait for 5 o'clock this afternoon because it was just wanting to come through me as this force of love. But this is why I don't like to schedule times, because when it moves through me, I almost just want to bring it forward in that moment. And so I've had to wait a little bit to bring this through, but it's worth it. We will decide how we're going to do this going forward in terms of whether I'm just going to record the video when I'm guided to do so, and then upload it and send it to all of you guys, or if I'm going to continue with the lives. But yeah, it's these things come through quite spontaneously. And so when they move through me, I cannot limit the force of God or the force of love, really. It just wants to move. And I can't contain it. So, but I'm still very, very happy to be joining all of you today in this space, whenever this transmission finds you, for this few moments. And as we prepare to receive today's transmission, I invite all of you to soften the body, the being, open up the heart, and become receptive to receiving more of yourself. The theme of these monthly transmissions is really about returning to love. But today, I was being shown the word love being synonymous with the word truth, emphasizing the word truth that's been building up this entire week. And I believe that that will be the energetic inner calling for all of us for this month, the month to come, for the month of March, or whenever this finds you, for this is a timeless transmission. And as much as we are returning to love, we are also returning to truth. What does this mean? What is the deeper message behind returning to truth? I remember there were a few occasions where I'd been asked this question: Riana, how could you have gone through the things you had gone through and still be so positive and accepting and trusting of your life? How can you be so trusting of the unfolding of everything that has occurred and is occurring in your life? And I remember taking myself back to those moments of contraction, of trauma, of suffering, of perceived separation. And I remember that I had gone through what I call the onion of truth, many different layers of truth. And at first, you may go through the layer of truth in terms of separation, or perpetrator and victim, or blame, judgment. And that may feel and be true for you in that moment. For me, it has been. But then the more present I became with my experiences in terms of not fighting against what was, what is, not resisting, not grasping, not trying to control the outcome or trying to fix myself, the more present, deeply present I became with my shadow, with my contraction, the more I surrendered to deeper layers of truth that was so far beyond the logical mind. The mind would say, Riana, but this is wrong. That is right. This is black. This is white. You feel betrayed, or you feel heartbroken, or you feel pain. And in that moment of moving through the contractions, I had experienced different layers and levels of truth. But the more present I was, the deeper I surrendered to the moment, more deeper layers of truth revealed themselves through me. A depth of love that so far surpassed and transcended the logical mind of separation and judgment and black and white and this and that. It took me into a depth of truth where I could move through the layers of illusion and see the teacher and experience God within even the most traumatic of experiences, beloved Master. And so I'm saying this to you, we are bringing this forward to you today because many of you have come into this space with the intention or with the deeper inner calling of returning to yourself on a deeper level, returning to love on a deeper level. And what I would like to bring forward in this moment is something very specific, and that is that if you have an experience of contraction where you are resisting something in your life, a worry, a concern, perhaps it is an old experience you may have experienced back in the day, a memory that hasn't fully processed through your body and being, and it's somehow the fear, the pattern of that still is active within your field. With whatever you have come into this container with, whatever is present in your experience, whatever has been on your mind, whether it is confusion or judgment about your life, or not being able to attain a certain level of something in your life, we invite you to recognize right now the truth behind all of those experiences. There's a way that the ego sometimes, most often, steps up in those contracting experiences, and it wants to fix, it wants to control the outcome, it wants to manifest a different life, manifest something new, and most of the time it stems from this level of separation within, disconnection within, or survival or lack. And yet again, we are being invited into accessing a deeper layer and level of truth within our experiences. Today, we are being asked to bring those things forward into the space, into this container, whatever it may be for you. And at this point, you may have already experienced a certain level of truth in regard to your situation, to your fear, your belief. If you have an attachment to an outcome where your peace, your happiness, your freedom is dependent on something occurring, where your inner peace, your happiness, your freedom is dependent on your external circumstances, to the attachment to outcome, bring it into this container now, because there is a deeper level of truth being revealed to you that is already accessible to you, because, beloved Master, within your experiences of contraction, it may seem as if it is a mountain. It may seem as if it is impossible to climb over. But when we are absolutely purely present with ourselves, with all parts of ourselves, with our experiences, with the moment, we are not fighting against anything. We are allowing the moment. We are not resisting what is. We are open to receiving the gift inherent in that experience. And the more that that layer of truth begins to unravel, a deeper level of love is being accessed within. This is where we can begin to recognize God even in the most difficult situations. This is where we can receive the teacher even within the most traumatizing moments of separation. There is a depth of unconditional love, beloved Master, that is available within your very being, because you are that frequency of love. Today, we unbecome the layers of distortion, the layers of illusion that we have attached to our experiences, the stories that ruminates within the mind, that gives us the illusion of A plus B will give you C. If I have this, if I do that, if I am this, I will get that. Beloved Master, the freedom, the love, the peace, the happiness, the joy that you so deeply want to return to is an eternal experience It is not temporary. It is not transient. It exists within. It is something accessible within that no amount of storm or chaos around you can taint. Because what you find is as you unravel that onion of truth through being present with your current experiences of contraction, is that you find a depth of love that shows you an immunity that already exists within you, where you cannot be broken, where you recognize already your perfection and your wholeness. Taking a deep breath in with me in this moment right now. As I'm looking at all of the beautiful beings in this container, and that which your higher self presents as your situation or your concern or your issue in this moment, the light of the divine illuminates that experience. It illuminates that part. It illuminates that belief, that fear, that worry, that concern, and it shines the light of love upon it to the degree now that you can feel and sense and know what the deeper truth is behind that experience. The only function, beloved master, you have is to either allow or resist, because life unfolds perfectly every single time. Can we allow, can we remember and realize that innate trust? Can we restore that trust deep within our being, ourselves? Our lungs, for some of you, that is coming up strongly as an organ, our lungs, our heart, our nervous systems. This moment right here has been is a divine appointment, where you have been called more deeply into the truth of who you are, beloved master. The thing that we are attached to in the external, where there is an idea, a distortion, an illusion regarding our peace, joy, and happiness, our freedom. But the attachment to it, that to the degree that it causes you suffering, becomes the thing that prohibits you from realizing your divinity. We are being called to completely let go of the grip of control and lean into, surrender more deeply into a deeper level of truth and of love. There's a knowing within you about your experience, whatever that experience may be for you. Whether it's a judgment about yourself or your life, feeling of confusion, disconnection, a relationship, a job, money. Within that shadow, within that darkness, within that contraction, right here, right now, there's an illumination of a deeper level of truth. What is that truth for you regarding your experience? Can we begin to see through and past and beyond the illusions of what we have been telling ourselves about our experience? Can we recognize the teacher inherent within that experience to the degree where we can experience God amidst even the most darkest moments within our lives? Can we trust the unfolding of every single moment that is perfectly designed by you as God through you? You have never left Source, God. You are still there. And truly, there is no separation at the deepest level of truth. There is no perception or ideology that is wrong. There are just many different levels and layers of truth as we unravel the onion. What is the next revelation for you in terms of the truth regarding your experience or regarding yourself, your situation, your thoughts? How more deeply can you let go of control and surrender, beloved Master? You are here because you are ready. You are here because you know there is more to experience. You are here because you know that there is a deeper level of union available to you at this very moment. For those of you that have been carrying a weight on your body, on your being, the heaviness of emotion, beloved, you are being invited now to lay it all down at the altar of your divinity. Lay it all down for the divine. Don't hide anything. Reveal it all. The deepest fear, the most limiting belief, the greatest judgment. Allow the light of truth and love to shine upon it now, in this moment. Become naked. Unbecome. There's a revelation here to be had. And the revelation is you. What better gift could you ever give yourself than the gift of experiencing your totality? If I ever never experienced or attained anything in my life, the fact that I could come home to myself at this level would have been the greatest gift I could have given myself. Everything else, minor. Because there's a depth of freedom and a depth of truth and love that can be embodied to the degree where you feel your perfection. You live as one with all of life and creation, and no one and nothing can take that from you, not even your own judgments or thoughts, illusions and distortions. What is that deeper truth that you can return to today, that you can awaken to today? There's a knowing that you already have about your situation. See it for what it is. This is a moment not of elevation, but of arrival for all of you. In this space, greater awareness and truth and love has been gently gathered here in this container. However, this transmission may serve you in this moment and going forward, beloved Master. I am in awe, I'm grateful, and it is time. It is time. It is time to return. It is time to restore. It is time to remember just who you are. And with that, I leave us for now with this transmission. And I'm sending you all so much love and blessings and support for the days and months and weeks ahead on your journey as your wonderful path unfolds in the most miraculous ways. Until next time, beloved Master, bye-bye.